And while we're taking attendance, please go ahead and have today's story ready in front of you. I'll ask one of you to read for us today. So with that, I'll start our attendance. Aditi?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Adyasa? Jai Guru. Aishi? Agyama. Jai Guru. Aishi, I think I said you. Jai Guru. Anhik?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Ansh?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Anshu? Arnav?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Aryan?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Ashrita?
Jai Guru, Ma.
Jai Guru. Jamu? Jai Guru. Diyam? Agyama. Jai Guru. Timmy?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jagrat?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Naitik?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Nivriti?
Guru, Ma.
Jai Guru. Pratyusha?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Pratyush? Prayushi?
Jai Guru, Ma.
Jai Guru. Sandhi? Sharanya?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Saraswat? Sarlav?
Jai Guru, Ma.
Jai Guru. Sarthak? Bobby?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Shilpi?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Shreyasi?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jimmy?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Simran?
Jai Guru, Ma.
Jai Guru. Shrija?
Jai Guru, Ma.
Hani?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Yukta?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Is there anyone I missed? Okay, in that case, that concludes attendance. Aditi, if you could share the meaning of the song, that would be great.
Jai Guru, the meaning of this song is that I must have done good deeds in my past life to find Thakura in this life. Life is filled with many challenges and sorrows, but Thakura takes care of all of us and leads us on the right path to salvation. The only thing that Thakura asks for in return is for us to love him. The happiness and sorrow that life is filled with is nothing compared to getting Thakura's blessing. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru Aditi, thank you for sharing. Really wonderfully said, and reminds us how lucky we are, what good we must have done to find him in this life, and for that reason, how important it is that we continue to love him and do as he would want for us to do. So thank you for sharing. Today, we'll talk about a very important topic when it comes to our growth and spiritual journeys. It's about the difference between knowledge and wisdom. We're going to explore a story from Mahabharata which teaches us what true learning really means. And I'm thinking that for a lot of us in school, we often think that learning is about memorizing facts or reading books or getting good grades, and all of those things are important. But in spirituality, especially in Hinduism, learning is something much deeper. It's not just about knowing, it's about living by what we learn. And so true wisdom comes when we take that knowledge and then we also live by it in our daily lives, in our words, thoughts, and actions. So before we dive in, I'm curious how we define knowledge and wisdom. Naitik, there's no right answer here, but how would you define knowledge?
Jai Guru, the way I would define knowledge is that I would say it's like a collective mass of everything you've learned. Jai Guru?
Jai Guru, yeah, exactly. It's everything you learned, all the facts, information, skills, everything that you've picked up from your education or experience, absolutely. All of that constitutes as knowledge. And so How do we then think of wisdom? Shrita, how would you describe wisdom?
Grandma, I think it's like how we use the knowledge that we already have and the way and different like variations we do it in and when it's all like the same. Take care.
Jai Guru Shrita. Okay, so I think we finished up our why session today. Clearly, you understand the difference between knowledge and wisdom, and so that's something that we are going to explore through the story that we read. Exactly what Shrita answered for us. It's how you use what you know to guide your thoughts and actions. So as we discuss this story today, I want each of you to think about how we can apply these lessons in our own lives. How can we turn knowledge into wisdom? How can we use what we learn to become better people? So in that case, I'd love for us to dive in. Nick, are you able to read for us today if you have the story in front of you?
Joju, yes, I can read.
Okay, perfect. Please go ahead when you're ready.
Joju, the meaning of learning. The great epic Mahabharata has a lot of ideal stories. This story is about the young Yudhishthira, the eldest of the Pandavas. He was the oldest of both Pandavas and Kauravas. By the prevailing tradition, he was the young prince that would become the king of whole India. He, along with all his brothers, was studying at an ashram, a specialized school for the princes. Once, the teacher decided to test everyone's knowledge and asked a lot of different questions to the princes. When Yudhishthira's turn came, he turned to the first page of the book and told his teacher that he had only read the first page of the book. Then the teacher asked, Have you read only one page? No other pages? Yudhishthira answered hesitantly, and the second page. He was not even slightly embarrassed to tell his teacher that after so many days in the school, he had only read 2 pages of the book. The teacher was really mad. He wanted for all the princes to try their best to study and learn everything that he was teaching. So, he asked Yudhishthira to come forward and stand in front of him. Then, he took a cane and started hitting the prince. Yudhishthira was quiet and his demeanor did not change. He seemed happy. The teacher saw a student who had no fear and was not hurt or angry. He was compassionate. He started thinking, What is the matter? I was really angry toward him, but he did not utter a word. When I have been similarly mad at the other princes, they have never tolerated it. One of them took the cane from me and started hitting me. This prince, however, is calm and perhaps even happy. The teacher then looked at the first page of the book. He read a few lines written in Sanskrit. Don't be mad at anything. Don't be annoyed at anything. Don't be angry at anybody. The next page had the following. Always tell the truth. Always come forward with truth in any circumstance. The prince told him that he had learned the first page. He was hesitant to say that he had learned the second page. The first page said, Don't be annoyed at anything or be angry at anybody. The teacher looked at that page and then looked at the face of the young prince. He realized the teaching of the page. The book also said, Don't be mad at anything. He saw the happy face of the young prince, he saw the teaching of the page dazzlingly expressed on Yudhishthira's face. The calm, quiet, pleasant, and happy face of the young prince made the teacher realize the teaching of the first page. Don't be mad at anything. The teacher has been mistaken this far. He knew how to read the first page. He realized that mere reading of a page does not translate into learning. One has to understand the teaching of the book and apply in life. Every deed needs to reflect the teaching. The teacher understood the limitations of his knowledge. He was embarrassed that he was unable to learn the first page of this book after a lifelong journey of learning and teaching. And yet, the young prince could learn it so promptly. The prince knew that the true learning is understanding the text, realizing and applying it to one's day-to-day life. The cane fell from the teacher's hand as soon as he realized the true meaning of learning. He took the prince on his lap and hugged him. He was embarrassed at his ignorance and lack of application of his reading. He told the prince, I am so happy that you have learnt the first page of the book. You have at least learned one page. You are very lucky. However, I have not yet learned that page. I have anger, get annoyed, and I am not able to keep calm in all circumstances. You have learned more than I have. You are more knowledgeable than I am." When the teacher was complimenting Yudhisthira said, "No, Gurudev, I have not completely mastered the first page yet. I was getting a little angry initially when you hit me with the cane. I was a little fussy too." This way, he depicted that he was able to learn the second page too. When the teacher was admiring him, it would have been natural for anybody in Yudhisthira's place to hide the fact that he was angry. But Yudhisthira did not lie. He expressed the humbleness in his heart and proved the phrase,